On August 17th, students came pouring back into the halls of Brashear High. As they arrived, they were introduced to 3 new faculty members. Jeff McHenry, our new principal, gave the students an introduction of what the upcoming year has to offer. Mr. McHenry introduced the students to our new physical education teacher, Daniel Martin, as well as their social studies teacher, Bush Naughton.
Students were disappointed when they arrived on the first day of school and saw that the candy and soda machines were restricted due to a regulation in the federal lunch program. Students are no longer to access both the soda and candy machines until 1:30 in the afternoon.
Last night, elementary students and faculty gathered at Brashear City Park to have a back-to-school bash for the upcoming year. This consisted of each class participating in miscellaneous activities to help the students associate with other classes and one another. The evening was concluded with a barbecue that consisted of hot dogs and hamburgers.
Tuesday night, Brashear traveled to Scotland County for a softball varsity-junior varsity doubleheader. In the first game, Brashear lost a heartbreaking 3-hour 11-inning game, 9-8. Hits for the Lady Tigers included Jessie Hill with a single, Kimberly Elsie with a single, Shayna Rusk with a single, Andrea Reeves with a single, Ashley Clarkson with a single, Haley Kelsey with a single, and Christina Scudder with a single and 2 doubles. Hill had 1 RBI and Scudder had 3 RBIs. In the junior varsity game, things weren't any better as the Lady Tigers lost 6-2 in 3 innings.
Hello, today is September 1st, 2006. Welcome to BHS News. This week, student council elections were held. Here's Tyler with the story.
August 29th, the student council body ran for election. Seth Wheeler and Chelsea Collett ran for vice president, as Tyler Killen, Amanda Powell, and Ashley Clarkson ran for president. The winners of the election are Seth Wheeler as vice president and Amanda Powell for president. And here's Tyler Killen with a look at this week's sports.
Last Friday night, the Tigers hosted a softball-baseball doubleheader against Linn County. The girls took the field first and took a 1-0 lead after the first inning. However, a few lapses on defense and the lack of clutch hitting allowed the Lady Tigers to lose 10-4. Hits for the Lady Tigers included Jessie Hill, Kimberly Elsie, Christina Scudder, Shayna Rusk, Andrea Reeves, Alexis Harrelson, and Haley Kelsey. The second game came out a little better for Brashear as the baseball team won 7-1, thanks largely in part to a 6-run 5th inning. Hits for the Tigers included Justin Hazen, Cale Watson, Kylie Watson, Jacob Shipman, Michael McKim, and Trey Treasure. Saturday, the Lady Tigers softball team headed to Atlanta for the Atlanta tournament. In Game 1, the Lady Tigers battled host Atlanta. Lady Tigers were able to win the game 8-3. Hits for the Tigers included Jessie Hill, Kimberly Elsie, Christina Scudder, Shayna Rusk, Andrea Reeves, and Clarkson. In the second game, the Lady Tigers took on Schuyler County. The girls found themselves on the losing end as they fell short of Schuyler 4-11. Hill, Scudder, Woods, and Kelsey all had singles. Shayna Rusk and Ashley Clarkson each had a pair of singles for the Lady Tigers. Lady Tigers were set to win 3rd place in the tourney, but first they would have to beat rival Novinger. Lady Tigers got off to a hot start, scoring 7 in the first. The beating continued as the girls went on to win 15-0. Nearly everyone had hits for Brashear, including Jessie Hill, Haley Kelsey, Andrea Reeves, Ashley Clarkson, Shayna Rusk, and Carmen Woods. Scudder and Rusk teamed up to throw a no-hitter, facing only 10 batters.
bases loaded. Or not bases loaded. Maybe one person on base, but that's better than.
Thanks for watching. Join us next week.
Hello, today is September 8th, 2006. Welcome to BHS News. This week has been busy with various activities, including the blood drive and students beginning conditioning. Here's Seth Wheeler with the story.
On Tuesday, September 5th, the Brashear School held a blood drive dedicated to Zach Reeves. The blood drive took place from 1:30 to 6 o'clock at the Keller Building. During that time, the American Red Cross received 46 units of blood with a goal of only 35 units. There were 55 donors during that time, 12 of them being first-time donors. NHS members volunteered their time to help with this special event.
On Wednesday, September 6th, both junior high girls and boys basketball teams started conditioning. According to Coach Martin, it is estimated that both girls and boys teams will consist of about 14 members. After conditioning, the players will soon begin practicing in preparation for the Green City Junior High Tournament held on October 12th.
Last Friday night, the baseball and softball teams headed to Macon County.
The boys played first due to faulty lighting equipment on the Raiders field. The Tigers got things rolling early in the first as Justin Hazen and Matt Thomas each had a single, followed by a Cale Watson sacrifice fly and a Jacob Shipman RBI double. However, the Raiders answered back with a solo shot in the bottom half of the first inning. The Raiders ran off with the win as the Tigers couldn't get any more runs. Thomas was the lead Tiger with a double, 2 singles, 2 stolen bases, and a run. Jacob Shipman took the loss for Brashear, striking out 7. The girls did better in Game 2 as they jumped out to an early lead when Jessie Hill and Haley Kelsey started the inning with back-to-back singles, followed by a Christina Scudder 3-run homer. Hits for the girls included Jessie Hill, Haley Kelsey, Andrea Reeves, Christina Scudder, Shayna Rusk, Emily Lodwig, and Stephanie Linhart. Scudder also had a no-hitter, striking out 14 in 5 innings. Tuesday night, the bus rolled into the hated town of Novinger. The girls played first for Brashear. The Lady Tigers hit the ground running as Haley Kelsey beat out an infield hit. Christina Scudder followed with a 2-run home run. Shayna Rusk, Kimberly Elsie, Andrea Reeves, and Ashley Clarkson all drew walks before Carmen Woods added a 2-run RBI single. The girls went on to win an easy victory of 15-2. Hits for the Lady Tigers included Jessie Hill, Haley Kelsey, Christina Scudder, Shayna Rusk, and Carmen Woods. The boys' game turned out to be a 10-inning thriller. The Tigers fell behind 1-0 until Cale Watson scored in the second to tie the game. More dramatics by Cale Watson in the third inning as he ignited a 2-run bomb. Novinger answered back with 1 in the third. The Tigers added 2 more dingers off the bats of Matt Thomas and Tyler Killen, leaving the score 8-4. However, key errors and mental lapses allowed Novinger back into the game. Finally, in the 10th, the Tigers were able to score 2 and hold down Novinger for the win. What a game!
Thanks for watching. Join us next week. Hello. Today is September 15th, 2006. This week has been a busy one with activities taking place throughout the week. Here's Tyler and Seth with the story.
Monday, September 11th was the busiest night for Brashear School.
That night there was an open house and an introduction of the faculty. Miss Bradley introduced the staff and school board members, Mr. McHenry introduced the high school faculty, and Miss Shipman introduced the elementary faculty. There was also displays by the art department, Girl Scout sign-up, and a book fair. In addition, Miss Grissom gave a report on MAP scores for students who received high levels on the test.
On Tuesday, September 12th, Renaissance students were in for a treat. Junior high and high school students traveled to the Keller Building for the Renaissance breakfast. The breakfast consisted of biscuits and gravy, milk, and juice. Faculty members Becky Hazen, Matt Copeland, and Jeff McHenry helped serve the food. The Renaissance program rewarded the students with coupons to various businesses for their good grades.
Hello, I'm Tyler Killen, and we have plenty of sports for you this week. Last Thursday night, the girls played a varsity-junior varsity doubleheader against Canton. The varsity took the field first. The Lady Tigers had their opportunities, but were not able to get the clutch hits and key defensive plays to stop Canton. The final score was a 4-6 loss for the Lady Tigers. Hits included Haley Kelsey, Christina Scudder, Andrea Reeves, and Carmen Woods. The junior varsity game turned out better for the Lady Tigers. The girls took a victory of 4-0. Friday night, Brashear traveled to La Plata. The girls played first, but failed to score any runs. The defense played well, but La Plata still managed to score 5 runs and took the win. Carmen Woods had the lone hit for the Lady Tigers. The boys came out and played well through 4. The Tigers led the game 2-1 off of a Cody Hayden 2-run dinger. However, in the bottom of the 5th, the Tigers surrendered 2 runs, then 2 again in the 6th inning. The Tigers lost the game 6-2. Hits for Brashear included Matt Thomas, Tyler Killen, Cody Hayden, Mike McKim, and Trey Treasure. Saturday, the softball team headed to Schuyler County for a junior varsity tournament. The first game pitted the girls against Scotland County. The game was tight, but the final came out in Scotland's favor 11-8. Hits for the Lady Tigers included Jessie Hill, Christina Scudder, and Emily Lodwig. In the next game, Brashear faced Clark County. The girls lost the game 18-1. Carmen Woods provided 2 hits, while Christina Scudder supplied 1 hit in the losing effort. The final battle for Brashear was against Brookfield. The girls came out with their A game, winning it 14-5. Everybody reached base and nearly everyone scored for the Lady Tigers. Hits included Shayna Rusk, Kimberly Elsie, Jessie Hill, Andrea Reeves, Carmen Woods, Stephanie Linhart, Tabitha Killen, and Haley Kelsey. Tuesday night, Atlanta came calling. The Lady Tigers took the field first and jumped out to an early lead. The girls absolutely dominated the game, winning it 10-0 in 5 innings. Hits for the Lady Tigers included Carmen Woods, Kimberly Elsie, Jessie Hill, Christina Scudder, and Shayna Rusk. The boys' game did not turn out as well as the girls'. The Tigers weren't able to hold down Atlanta's offense as they scored 10 and the Tigers lost 10-0. Bad luck plagued Brashear as they hit into 2 double plays. Hits for the Tigers included Matt Thomas, Cale Watson, and Kylie Watson.
Today is September 22nd. Welcome to BHS News.
Congratulations to Stephanie Linhart for being named a member of the High School District Honor Choir. Stephanie auditioned last Saturday in Moberly with 90 other people to be a part of the 48 members of the choir. That day, Stephanie completed a vocal solo, identified key signatures, and sight-sung several lines of music. Stephanie will perform on November 4th along with the Junior High District Honor Choir in Moberly at 7 o'clock at night.
This year, students here at BHS are enjoying expanded learning opportunities with our new Polycom distance learning system. We now share anatomy, American literature, English 101, and creative writing classes with Knox County. 15 Brashear students are enrolled in these classes. Purchase of the Polycom system was made possible through local funding. In addition to distance learning classes, the Polycom makes it possible for classes to interact with guest speakers from places like NASA.
Last Friday night, the Green City Gophers came to Brashear for a softball-baseball doubleheader. The Brashear Lady Tiger softball team took advantage of walks and defeated the Lady Gophers of Green City by a score of 15-1 after 5 innings. Haley Kelsey tripled and Christina Scudder hit a grand slam home run for Brashear. Scudder pitched a one-hitter, striking out 11 and walking none to pick up the win. Hits for Brashear included Tabitha Killen, Kimberly Elsie, Christina Scudder, Jessie Hill, and Haley Kelsey. In the baseball game, Brashear gave up 5 runs in the top of the first and were never able to overcome the deficit. The Tigers rallied for a run in the 6th and again mounted a 2-out rally in the 7th, but the game ended with the bases loaded for Brashear. The final score was 7-2 in favor of Green City. Hits for the Tigers included Justin Hazen, Matt Thomas, and Jacob Shipman. Monday night, the Marion County Mustangs traveled to Brashear to play a softball varsity junior varsity doubleheader. The evening started off with the varsity game. Marion County got on the scoreboard first when they turned an infield fly and a walk into a pair of runs. Things started to look up for Brashear in the third when Stephanie Linhart ripped a line drive down the third base line for a leadoff double. But the Lady Tigers were unable to bring her run in and still trailed 2-0 after the end of the third inning. Brashear mounted another attack in the fourth when Jessie Hill blasted a 1-out homer to lead the way to a 4-run inning. The Lady Tigers put up another 4 runs in the fifth on the way to a 9-2 victory. Christina Scudder picked up the win, striking out 10. Hits for Brashear included Haley Kelsey, Jessie Hill, Ashley Clarkson, and Carbon Woods. In the junior varsity contest, Brashear scored a run in the first and another in the second to pick up the 3-inning 2-1 win. Shayna Russ got the win for the Lady Tigers. Tuesday night, Brashear traveled to Buckland to play a softball-baseball doubleheader. The softball game was a short one as Brashear jumped out to a 2-0 lead after 1. Kimberly Elsie provided the big offensive blow in the second when she hit a bases-loaded triple. The Lady Tigers went on to a 16-0 3-inning victory. Christina Scudder picked up the win, striking out 6 and coming within a hit batsman of being a perfect in the no-hit shutout. Hits for the Lady Tigers included Haley Kelsey, Christina Scudder, Andrea Reeves, Carmen Woods, Alexis Harrelson, and Shayna Rusk. Freshman Matt Thomas got his first varsity start for the Tigers, and he made the most of it. Thomas pitched 4 shutout innings and picked up the win. His Tiger teammates provided plenty of support, tallying 11 runs in 5 innings for an 11-0 win. Jacob Shipman came on in relief in the 5th and struck out 3 to close out the game. Hits for Brashear included Justin Hazen, Jacob Shipman, Cale Watson, Kylie Watson, and Trey Treasure.
Thanks for watching.
Join us next week.
Hello, today is September 29th, 2006. Welcome to BHS News.
Fall is a busy time for the seniors as they decide which college to attend. Many college representatives have come to try and persuade students to attend their college. Representatives from CMSU, Truman, Columbia College, Culver Stockton, and others have already come, and many more are sure to follow.
This week, Brashear High School and elementary students participated in the Stanford Otis Lennon testing. These students are testing in math, science, English, and social studies. The testing began on Monday and continued until Friday, and took place during the first 2 hours of the day. Senior night was held last Friday at the ball games. 6 softball players as well as 1 baseball player were recognized at their last home game. The senior players included Ashley Clarkson, Shayna Rusk, Kayla Hettinger, Amanda Mills, Kimberly Elsie, Andrea Reeves, and Tyler Killen. Softball players received flowers, candy, a balloon, and a personalized softball signed by the entire team. Our only baseball player received a sack of candy as well as an autographed baseball.
The defending state champion Bevier Lady Wildcats and all-state pitcher Valerie Teeter came to play at Brashear last Friday night. It soon became apparent that this might be the story of 2 pitchers. Teeter went to work throwing no-hit ball through the first 3 innings. Brashear's Christina Scudder finally ruined Teeter's no-hitter in the 4th when she laced a 1-2 pitch into the right center gap, and again in the 6th when she lined a 3-2 pitch into center field. In the meantime, Scudder had a no-hitter going until the 6th when Teeter returned the favor and ruined Scudder's no-hitter when she outraced an infield ground ball to reach first safely. The scoreless innings continued to mount up until Brashear missed one of their best scoring opportunities in the 9th when Scudder reached on an infield grounder. Unfortunately for Brashear, a double play ended that threat. Teeter continued to help herself with her bat as she drove a pair of runs in the top of the 10th inning on what appeared to be a ground ball 3rd out. Brashear was unable to answer in the bottom of the 10th, giving Bevier a 2-0 victory. Scudder fanned 12, walked 1, and scattered 5 hits, and also had the only 2 hits for the Lady Tigers. In the baseball game, the Brashear Tigers decided to try out some different player combinations as they finished up their fall season and began to look ahead toward the spring season. Matt Thomas got the start, and Brashear platoon pitchers also throwing Cale Watson, Michael McKim, and Jacob Shipman. Brashear jumped out to an early 7-0 lead thanks to some aggressive base running, but Bevier was able to battle back, closing to within a margin of 7-6 before Brashear added an insurance run in the bottom of the 6th inning, giving the Tigers a 8-6 victory. The Tigers were able to finish their season with a 4-4 record. Saturday, the Brashear softball team traveled to Schuyler County for a varsity softball tournament. The Lady Tigers found themselves up against Scotland County for the first game. The girls lost a heartbreaker 0-2. Hits for Brashear included Christina Scudder and Shayna Rusk. In the second game, Brashear faced the Atlanta Hornets. The Lady Tigers got out to an early lead and never looked back. The girls went on to give Atlanta a 11-2 whipping. Hits for the Lady Tigers included Jessie Hill, Kimberly Elsie, Christina Scudder, Andrea Reeves, Kayla Hettinger, and Carmen Woods. The final game pitted Brashear against the Milan Wildcats. The game was a tight one. It was close all the way, but the Lady Tigers were able to beat the Wildcats 4-2. Hits for the Lady Tigers included Carmen Woods, Kimberly Elsie, Christina Scudder, Haley Kelsey, Andrea Reeves, and Stephanie Linhart. Monday night, Brashear traveled to Knox County to face the Eagles in a junior varsity softball contest. In the junior varsity game, Knox pulled out the game, coming from behind and pushing across 3 runs in the final frame to win 9-8. Hits for Brashear included Kimberly Elsie, Ashley Clarkson, Christina Scudder, and Carmen Woods. In the varsity game, it looked like Brashear might spoil Knox County's senior night when they pushed across a run in the top of the ninth to take a 6-5 lead. That lead didn't last long, however, as Knox County was able to push across the tying and winning runs on a 2-out, 2-strike ground ball error. Haley Kelsey and Ashley Clarkson each had triples, and Christina Scudder had a double for Brashear. Jesse Hill also added a single in the Tigers' losing effort.
Thanks for watching. Join us next week.
Hello, today is October 5th. Welcome to BHS News. This week has been a busy week. Here is Tyler and Seth with more info.
Monday, October 2nd, FBLA held a meeting in the cafeteria at 5:30 in the afternoon. During this time, Truman students came and gave a presentation about morals. They split the Brashear students into groups and gave them hypothetical situations in which they had to argue their point. After the presentation, both Truman students and Brashear students enjoyed pizza and soda. Chelsea Cobb ran the meeting after everyone ate.
During the past week, some renovations have been done on the Eat Check at the baseball field. These changes include extending the front and creating a serving window on the south side facing the ball field. These changes are done to allow workers to have more room while they cook and to serve customers. It is being worked on during the weekends and is expected to be completed sometime this fall.
Brashear hit the road to Green City last Thursday night for a junior varsity doubleheader. The varsity game was played first, with Brashear getting on the board in the top of the first inning. Brashear took advantage of some wild pitching and drew some walks, and also had a lot of aggressive base running to cruise to a 6-inning, 15-3 win. Jessie Hill supplied a lot of the offensive punch when she hit a bases-loaded 3 RBI double. Christina Scudder also doubled, and Carmen Woods had a pair of singles for the Lady Tigers. Scudder picked up the win for Brashear, fanning 11, walking none, and giving up only 3 hits. The junior varsity contest was also dominated by the Lady Tigers, as Brashear was able to push across 14 runs to get the win 14-4. Emily Lodwig got the win for Brashear.
Join us next week.
Bye-bye.
This week has been a very busy week for the band members. Saturday, the band participated in the Colvin Stockton Parade at 10, in the morning. When it was over, the band boarded the bus again and played in the Clark County Parade of Champions at 2 in the afternoon. Tuesday, the band participated in the Hannibal Band Day. The parade was at 3 and the theater performance was at 6.
Congratulations to Christina Scudder and Haley Kelsey for being named the Class 1, District 9, All-District Softball Team. Christina played the position as pitcher, and Haley played second base. These two ladies, along with 14 other players from 6 different schools, make up this team. Both Christina and Haley are juniors, and we hope they will earn this honor once again next season.
Wednesday, FBLA members traveled to Columbia, Missouri for a college visit to Columbia College. When students arrived, they were treated with a breakfast. After that, they took a tour of the campus and received a complimentary lunch as well. During the lunch, students listened to the head of admissions as well as the president of the business department. After the visit, FBLA students traveled to the mall where they spent a few hours for relaxation.
Softball districts began last Wednesday, and Brashear found themselves playing Knox County. Brashear scored in the first when Christina Scudder hit a 2-out triple, and Haley Kelsey followed by driving her in with a double. Kelsey then took third on a wild pitch and came home when she enticed a pickoff throw that went into the dirt. Brashear got another run in the second when Shayna Russ singled and was able to advance around the bases on bad throws by the Lady Bulldogs. The Lady Tigers served up the rest of the game with quality defense and pitching, as the final score was a 3-1 win for Brashear. Christina Scudder picked up the win, fanning 13. Thursday night, Brashear played host team La Plata. The Bulldogs brought their bats as they had 2 home runs. Brashear had more defensive lapses in the final inning as they allowed 6 La Plata runs, ending the game early with a 10-0 score. The Brashear Lady Tigers finished the softball season with a 12-9 record and finished 4th in conference.
Hello, today is October 20th, 2006. Welcome to BHS News. Since deer season's just around the corner, here's Seth with the story.
With deer season coming up next month, some shop students have taken advantage of their class time. Mr. Killen's industrial arts students are making deer calls in their classes. These deer calls are made out of a special type of wood called cocobola. Students begin by shaving the cocobola wood on a lathe and then by assembling it with a reed. The reed can be changed in order to serve many purposes other than calling deer. With this type of opportunity, industrial arts students would no longer need to buy separate calls for different game. On a more serious note, BHS students have been preparing for college. Here's Tyler with the story.
This week has been very busy for college-bound students. Wednesday, some ambitious juniors took the PSAT, while on Thursday, sophomores took the PLAN test. The PLAN test is used to help students assess their career choices, while the PSAT is used in order for qualifications of certain scholarships. These 2 assessment tests will help both the sophomores and juniors prepare for upcoming standardized tests and college. And now here's Tyler Killen with a look at this week's sports.
Last Thursday night, Brashear traveled to Green City for the junior high basketball tournament. The girls played host team Green City and beat them 39-10. Scorers for the game were Ashley Collop with 4, Emily Lodwig with 6, Shelby Rogers with 14, Sydney Slavin with 4, Stephanie Elsie with 7, Macy Rogers with 2, and Rachel Ferguson with 2. The boys also took on Green City. However, they did not fare as well and lost to the Gophers by the score of 47-22. Points for the game included Joe Clarkson with 2, Daniel Smith with 4, Hayden Coyne with 6, Adam Songer with 2, Cody Snelling with 2, and Anthony Ambrosia with 16. Friday night, the junior high girls were playing in the championship game against Novinger. They lost a heartbreaker 20-18. Brashear earned second place in the tournament. Scorers included Stephanie Elsie with 4, Macy Rogers with 5, Ashley Collop with 2, Emily Lodwig with 2, and Shelby Rogers with 5. The junior high boys team faced Novinger in the third place game. The boys came out on top and beat the Wildcats by a score of 26-14. Brashear wound up with third in the tournament. Scorers for the game were Daniel Smith with 2, Adam Songer with 2, Joe Clarkson with 6, Cody Snelling with 8, and Anthony Ambrosia with 8. Monday, Atlanta came to Brashear for a girls and boys junior high basketball doubleheader. The evening started with a 2-quarter girls B game. Brashear came out on top in the thriller 6-5. Abby McKim scored 4 and Shandy March added 2. In the girls A game, Brashear jumped out to an 18-6 halftime lead and won, going away by a score of 40-22. Ashley Collop and Shelby Rogers each scored 10 for Brashear. Stephanie Elsie had 8, Abby McKim had 6, and Sydney Slavin added 4 in the Lady Tigers' victory. In the boys' B quarters, the Tigers again got the win, 12-7. Scorers included John Hicks with 4, Taryn Treasure with 2, and Joe Clarkson with 6. In the boys' A game, Brashear found themselves locked up in a tight one. The score was still tied around the 3-minute mark, but a pair of clutch free throws by Anthony Ambrosia helped Brashear gain the upper hand in getting the 24-20 win. Ambrosia led Brashear with 15 points, 8 of which came in the fourth quarter. Cody Snelling also added 9. Tuesday evening, La Plata came to Brashear for another round of junior high basketball. First up was a pair of girls B quarters. The girls won the game 7-4. Scorers included Abby McKim with 3, Amanda Horton and Kristen Love each had 2 points for the Lady Tigers. In the girls A game, Brashear jumped out to an early lead and never looked back as they routed La Plata 44-25. Scorers included Megan Taylor with 2, Emily Lodwig and Sydney Slavin with 4, Stephanie Elsie with 6, Macy Rogers with 8, and Ashley Collop and Shelby Rogers led the scoring with 10 points apiece. The final game of the night was the boys' A game. La Plata scored early and often, jumping out to a 16-9 first quarter lead. Despite a 13-point second quarter, Brashear still found themselves trailing 30-22 at halftime. La Plata's lead was never threatened in the second half, and the Bulldogs won by a score of 52-30. Brashear was led by Anthony Ambrosia with 13 points, Adam Songer with 7, Jay Scudder, Daniel Smith, Hayden Coyne, and Cody Snelling all had 2 points.
Thanks for watching.
Join us next week.
Hello, today's October 27th, 2006. Welcome to BHS News. This week has been a busy week with drug-free activities taking place in the high school and in the elementary. Here's Tyler with the story.
This week, students have participated in Drug Free Week. Every day, the students wore items of clothing to go with that day's theme. Monday was Tie One On Against Drugs Day, in which students wore ties. Tuesday was Team Up Against Drugs Day, and students wore their favorite team clothing to school. Wednesday, students wore their clothes inside out for Turn Your Insides Out Day. My Future is Better Drug Free Day was Thursday, and students wore clothes to simulate their career choice. Friday was Color Our World Drug Free Day, and each class wore clothing according to their class colors.
Progress on the Eat Shack has been moving along quickly. The roof and walls have been put up, and now that's left is putting in glass and painting it. Much is left to be completed on the inside, but now that the walls are up, that can be completed even during bad weather.
The Brashear Lady Tigers got a 30-10 victory on the road Thursday at Green City. Brashear jumped out to a 7-2 lead at the end of the first quarter and picked up their fourth win of the season. Emily Lodwig and Shelby Rogers led Brashear scoring with 8 each. Macy Rogers and Ashley Collop added 4 each, and Shandy March, Stephanie Elsley, Rachel Ferguson, Katie Smith, and Sydney Slavin each scored 2 points. In B action, Brashear won the girls' game 12-2. Kristen Love, Katie Smith, and Megan Taylor each had 4 for the Lady Tigers. In the boys' game, Green City outscored Brashear in every quarter except the fourth, rolling to a 46-25 win. Anthony Ambrosia led Brashear with 8 points. Adam Songer, Joe Clarkson, and Taryn Treasure each chipped in 4. Nick Thomas had 3, and Hayden Coyne added 2 points. In the boys' B game, Green City edged Brashear 10-8. John Hicks led the way for the Tigers with 4 points, and Dakota Walker and Joe Clarkson added 2 each. Friday night saw the Brashear Lady Tigers hosting the Mary Immaculate Hawks for a girls' basketball game. The game was close through the second half, with Mary Immaculate outscoring Brashear 11-7 in the last quarter to get the 28-23 win. Brashear's top scorer was Shelby Rogers with 11. Macy Rogers added 6. Stephanie Elsie had 4, and Sydney Slavin had 2 points. The junior high B Tigers visited Novinger Monday night. In girls action, Brashear held on for a 30-28 win. Macy Rogers had 9 for Brashear. Megan Taylor added 8. Kristen Love had 7. Katie Smith had 4, and Rachel Ferguson scored 2 points. In the boys' game, Brashear jumped out to a 9-5 first quarter lead, but scoring was pretty even until the fourth, when the Tigers outscored Novinger 13-4 for a 32-17 win. Brashear scorers were Joe Clarkson with 14, Nick Thomas had 7, John Hicks and Hayden Coyne each had 5, and Adam Songer added 1 point. The Bevere Junior High basketball teams traveled to Brashear Tuesday. The girls took the victory 36-21. Macy Rogers and Ashley Collop each had 8 points for Brashear, with Emily Lodwig and Shelby Rogers chipping in 6 each. Sydney Slavin added 4, and Stephanie Elsie and Abby McKim. In the boys' game, Bevere outscored the Tigers 48-34. For Brashear, the leading scorer was Anthony Ambrosia with 22. Cody Snelling had 6, and Adam Songer, Nick Thomas, and Joe Clarkson had 2 points apiece.
Thanks for watching. Join us next week.
Last Friday, students 7th through 12th grade got a day off from schoolwork. The day consisted of a volleyball tournament, board games, watching movies, ping pong tournament, and playing on the computer. They got this day off for doing good on the AYP test. They scored over the Missouri requirements for the test, so for that, students and teachers got a day off for all their hard work.
32 students exhibited their artwork during the Nemo Fair last July. The champion winners were Josiah Belser for his plaster sculpture and Justin Rigdon for his print. Reserve champion winners were Tyler Heimer for his print, Haley Kelsey for her scratch art, Jessie Hill for her clay sculpture, and Tyler Horton for his painting. Some of these students, including Trey Treasure, Josh Edwards, Abigail McKim, and many others, have their artwork displayed in the hallway.
Congratulations to Christina Scudder, first team, Haley Kelsey and Carmen Woods, second team, and Jessie Hill, honorable mention for being a part of the Tri-County All-Conference softball team, and to Matt Thomas and Jacob Shipment, second team, and Cale Watson, honorable mention for being named to the All-Conference baseball team. In addition, we would like to congratulate Christina Scudder and Haley Kelsey for being a part of the Class 1 District 9 All-District softball team. We hope these players will accomplish this honor once again next season.
Last Thursday night was another nail-biter versus Mary Immaculate. The Brashear Junior High Lady Tigers were able to get a 27-23 victory. Shelby Rogers led the Lady Tigers with 12 points, followed by Macy Rogers with 6. Stephanie Elsley and Sydney Slavin each had 4, and Abby McKim had 1. The Brashear Lady Tigers started off last Friday evening with a 30-22 victory at Buckland. Shelby Rogers led the way for the Lady Tigers with 9 points. Ashley Cullup added 8, Macy Rogers had 5, and Stephanie Elsie and Emily Lodwig each had 4 points. The boys fell short in their game, taking a 37-21 loss. The Tigers were led by Anthony Ambrosia with 8 points, Joe Clarkson with 5, and Hayden Coyne, Cody Snelling, Nick Thomas, and Taryn Treasure with 2 points apiece. In the girls' B game with La Plata last Saturday, Brashear fell to a bitter loss of 17-7. For the Lady Tigers, Abby McKim led the way with 4 points. Kristen Love had 2, and Abigail Wheeler had 1 point. La Plata also got the win in the boys' game by a score of 34-26. For the Tigers, Hayden Coyne had 10 points. Adam Songer and Joe Clarkson each had 6, and Cody Snelling and Jay Scudder each had 2 points. The Brashear girls rolled to a 36-24 win Monday night at Macon County. Ashley Collop and Emily Lodwig had 8 points each for Brashear. Megan Taylor added 6, Stephanie Elsie and Kristen Love each had 4, Macy Rogers had 3, Abby McKim had 2, and Shandy March scored 1 point. In the boys' game, the Tigers fell to a 25-17 loss. Cody Snelling led in the losing effort with 11 points, and Daniel Smith, Adam Songer, and Hayden Coyne each had 2 points. The Brashear Lady Tigers took the court Tuesday, hoping to avenge an early season loss to Novinger. However, they couldn't overcome the Wildcats and fell to a 33-27 loss. Brashear was led by Shelby Rogers with 11, Macy Rogers, Ashley Collop, and Emily Lodwig each scored 4, and Cindy Slavin and Abby McKim had 2 points each. In the boys' game, the Tigers edged out the Novinger Wildcats 37-30. Anthony Ambrosia led Brashear with 15, despite limited playing time due to 4 first-half fouls. Hayden Coyne scored 10, Adam Songer had 6, Cody Snelling had 3 points, Nick Thomas had 2 points, and Daniel Smith scored 1.
Hello, today is November 10th, 2006. Welcome to this week's news.
This week has been a busy week with progress on the Eat Shack and Spanish students taking a field trip to Truman State University. The construction taking place on the Eat Shack is coming to a close before winter. Construction workers as well as some student volunteers are putting on the finishing touches. These touches include a new serving window as well as a fresh coat of paint. The completion date for this project should be at the end of the week. In addition, we would like to send out a special thanks to all who have helped out with this project and making it a success to our school.
Thursday, 31 high school students traveled to Truman State University for a language festival. During the day, students learned about different cultures through small presentations presented by Truman students and faculty. The students were then treated to a complimentary lunch provided through Truman State. After the presentation, students headed back towards Brashear with a better understanding of other cultures. And now here's Tyler Killam with a look at this week's sports.
There's been a lot of junior high basketball last week and this week both.
Last Thursday, the Brashear Junior High basketball teams made the long trek to Linn County. In the girls' game, the Lady Tigers came out on top 32-20. Macy Rogers had 10 points for Brashear, Shelby Rogers had 8, Megan Taylor, Emily Lodwig, and Sydney Slavin had 4 each, and Katie Smith had 2 points. In the boys' game, it was tight all the way. But with the game tied at 30 apiece and less than 20 seconds left, Anthony Ambrosia stole the ball and went down for a layup to ice the game at a 32-30 win for Brashear. Ambrosia led Brashear with 15 points, Adam Songer added 5, Cody Snelling had 4, Daniel Smith and Nick Thomas had 3 each, and Hayden Coyne scored 2. In the B games on Saturday at La Plata, the Brashear Junior High girls team picked up the win by a score of 19-14. Megan Taylor led Brashear with 8 points, Abby McKim added 7, and Shandy March and Abigail Wheeler each had 2 points. In the boys' game, the Tigers came up short and lost 28-19. Brashear was led by Joe Clarkson with 7. Adam Songer and Hayden Coyne each had 4, and Nick Thomas and Taryn Treasure each had 2 points. The Atlanta tournament has started, and on Tuesday night, the number 2 seed Brashear girls rolled to an easy victory over number 7 Buckland by a score of 28-4. Emily Lodwig led Brashear with 9 points. Shelby Rogers added 6, Macy Rogers had 5, Stephanie Elsie had 4 points, and Kristen Love and Sydney Slavin each had 2 points. The number 6 seed Brashear boys lost by a score of 33-27 to number 3 seed Bevere Wildcats. Brashear's Anthony Ambrosia led all scorers with 16. Cody Snelling and Nick Thomas added 4 each, and Joe Clarkson had 3 points.
I'm Seth Wheeler.
And I'm Tyler Blake.
Join us next week.
This week, the elementary decorated their halls in recognition of Reading Week. The theme was a jungle, and the halls are lined with plants and pictures of the various animals in the jungle. On Monday night, the elementary invited parents to come and see the new decorations that were put up. As a reward for reading a designated amount, the students received special bands with pictures of animals on them.
Congratulations to Christina Scudder in being selected through audition to the 2007 Northeast Missouri All-District Band. Christina had earned second chair, third part in an 18-member clarinet section. In addition to preparing for the All-District Band concert on January 13th, Christina is also eligible to audition for the Missouri All-State Band on December 2nd. Last Friday, the high school gym went under some renovations. Roger Thompson and George Mootser replaced old light bulbs as well as placing a covering over the lights in order to protect them. In addition to replacing lights, Roger and George also placed banners above the stage. These banners represent all the schools in our Tri-County Conference. Each banner portrays each school's mascot as well as their name.
In the Brashear-Atlanta girls game last Thursday night, the scrappy Atlanta Hornets stayed close through the first half with Brashear taking a slim 18-15 lead into halftime. Brashear played a stronger second half, pulling away for a 38-23 win to advance to the championship game. Brashear was led by Macy Rogers with 22 points. Emily Lodwig had 8, Shelby Rogers had 4, and Stephanie Elsie and Sydney Slavin each had 2 points. The Brashear Green City boys game was a nail-biter. After Brashear had fallen behind 13-7 at the end of the first, they fought back to take a 22-16 lead into the locker room. Green City answered with a strong third quarter, retaking the lead 30-28. Brashear was able to outscore Green City 7-6 in the final quarter, but that left the Tigers 1 point short, losing to Green City 36-35. Brashear's Anthony Ambrosia led all scorers with 23 points. Cody Snelling added 8, and Hayden Coyne and Nick Thomas each had 2. The girls' championship game featured Brashear and Novinger. Brashear had played Novinger twice before, and in both previous meetings, Novinger had come out on top. However, the Lady Tigers looked like a team on a mission early in the game, going out on an 11-0 run to start. Novinger fired up in the second quarter, and by halftime had pulled within 1 point at 13-12. Brashear padded their lead and finished the third quarter up 23-16. Both teams battled fiercely with several players fouling out, but Brashear refused to give up their lead and took the championship with a 36-30 win over the Wildcats. The Lady Tigers' Macy Rogers led all scorers with 16, Shelby Rogers added 9, Megan Taylor had 4, Stephanie Elsie had 3, and Emily Lodwig and Sydney Slavin each had 2 points.
Hello, today is November 22nd, 2006. Welcome to BHS News. This week has been a busy week with elementary students preparing for Thanksgiving, construction on the baseball field, and the first varsity basketball game. Here's the stories. With Thanksgiving coming up on Thursday, many elementary students are getting into the Thanksgiving spirit by decorating their classrooms.
Monday, construction on the ball field began. Drainage tiles being put in as well as work on the mound and other parts of the field. Time and effort is being donated by various board members in order to complete this project.
Last Tuesday, the varsity cheerleaders held their first pep rally for the season. They got the crowd pumped up for the first game later that night. During the rally, the basketball players were made to play some games, and the coach gave a speech.
Tuesday night, the Brashear varsity basketball teams traveled to Marion County. The girls' game was a hard-fought one, but Marion County came out on top 32-25. Brashear scoring was led by Christina Scudder, who came off the bench for 6 second-half points. Kimberly Elsie had 5, Ashley Clarkson, Haley Kelsey, and Jessie Hill each had 4, and Chelsea Collop scored 2 points. The boys' game was equally rough and hard-fought. However, the Tigers also lost a heartbreaker, 52-49. Jacob Shipman led Brashear with 16 points. Kylie Watson had 10. Ryan Ferdig scored 7. Justin Hazen and Matt Thomas each had 6 points. And Cale Watson and Trey Treasure each scored 2.
Thanks for watching. Join us next week.
Hello, today is December 1st, 2006. Welcome to BHS News. This week we have varsity basketball action at the Novinger Tournament, students being selected to the All-District Junior High Band, and several days filled with harsh weather. Here's the stories. With winter weather arriving, parents and students are reminded to listen to television and radio stations for early out dismissals and no school bulletins. Television stations include TVO, KHQA, and WGM, and the radio stations are KIRX, KTUF, KRXL, KRES, KMEM, and KZBK. Please do not call the school for this information.
Congratulations to the following students for being selected to the 2007 Northeast Missouri All-District Junior High Honors Band. Abigail Wheeler, clarinet; Sierra Hines, bass clarinet; Jay Scudder, alto saxophone; Sydney Slavin, trombone; Abby McKim, percussion. They will audition for chair placement on Saturday, January 6th in Centralia and perform in concert on Saturday, February 17th.
Monday night, Brashear's varsity basketball teams traveled to Novinger for the Novinger Tournament. The Brashear Lady Tigers were able to pick up the victory, taking it 42-31 over Milan. Kimberly Elsie had 15 for Brashear, followed by Haley Kelsey with 9, Ashley Clarkson and Jessie Hill each with 6 points, Christina Scudder with 5, and Chelsea Collop with 1 point. In the boys' game, the number 5 seeded Brashear pulled off the upset, defeating the number 4 Grundy County by a score of 61-46. Justin Hazen scored 19, Jacob Shipman had 14, Matt Thomas had 12, Cale Watson had 10 points, Ryan Ferdig scored 4, and Kylie Watson added 2 points.
On Tuesday, sophomore Spanish students showed their stuff to the rest of their class at the annual Spanish fashion show. These students performed a show in which one student dressed up in various clothing items while their partner described what they were wearing to the rest of their class. This Spanish activity helped the students with their verb tenses, use of colors, as well as identifying various clothing items. This fashion show was a major success and will continue for years to come.
This year, Brashear High School and Knox County High School have set up a Polycom system in order to share classes. These classes are creative writing, college English and exposition, American literature, and anatomy and physiology. In order to add a more personal touch, teachers have been traveling between schools in order to teach from both sides of the system. On Wednesday, Miss Crawford, the anatomy and physiology teacher, came to Brashear in order to meet and teach our students in person. With this interaction, students are able to better see their teachers face-to-face rather than just a picture on a screen.
Last Thursday night, the Brashear girls played Green City. The game was hard fought, but the girls lost 39-37. Brashear's Kimberly Elsie led all scorers with 17 points. Christina Scudder followed with a double-double with 10 points and 12 boards. Haley Kelsey chipped in 6 points, and Ashley Clarkson and Jessie Hill each had 2 points. The Brashear High School boys played a tough La Plata team and couldn't hang on, losing the game 86-52. Jacob Shipman led Brashear with 14 points. Matt Thomas had 9. Kylie Watson scored 8. Ryan Ferdig had 7. Justin Hazen, Cale Watson, and Trey Treasure each had 4. And David Anderson scored 2 points. The Brashear Lady Tigers won over Scotland County by a score of 40-24 last Saturday night. The scoring for Brashear was Kimberly Elsie with 15, Chelsea Collop with 6, Christina Scudder with 6, Haley Kelsey with 5, Ashley Clarkson with 4 points, and Jessie Hill scored 2 points. The Scotland County boys were able to edge out Brashear 66-57. Scoring for Brashear was Jacob Shipman with 17, and Cale Watson with 17 points, Kylie Watson with 8 points, Ryan Ferdig with 7, Justin Hazen with 5, and Matt Thomas scored 4. Tuesday night, the Brashear High School teams took on Linn County. The girls won a good game by the score of 51-42. Kimberly Elsie and Jessie Hill were both in double figures with 14 and 13 points. Ashley Clarkson and Christina Scudder each had 8, and Haley Kelsey and Emily Lodwig scored 4 each. In the boys' game, Brashear cruised to a 63-45 win. Cale Watson had 17 points, Jacob Shipman had 15, Kylie Watson chipped in 14, Justin Hazen had 5, and Matt Thomas, Ryan Ferdig, and Trey Treasure each had 4 points.
With less than 2 weeks away from Christmas, National Honor Society and Student Council members are already donating their free time to help others who are in need. These students are volunteering their time by ringing bells for the Salvation Army at Hastings and Hy-Vee throughout the week. This activity helps the students interact with the society and gives them a sense of pleasure knowing that they are helping someone else who is in need.
Last Saturday, the varsity cheerleaders sponsored a cheer camp for the elementary girls. They taught the girls a cheerleading dance routine as well as various crowd cheers. Using what they learned from this cheer camp, the girls performed their dance routine and cheers between the Milan basketball games on Thursday night. The children had a lot of fun, and many are planning on becoming cheerleaders when they grow older.
The Brashear Tigers varsity basketball teams traveled to La Plata Tuesday night. The girls' game was a seesaw battle all the way and went into double overtime. But the Lady Tigers fell to La Plata 59-57. Brashear's Kimberly Elsie led all scorers with 24. Christina Scudder and Ashley Clarkson had 8 each. Jessie Hill and Chelsea Collop added 7 each, and Haley Kelsey had 3 points. The boys came to La Plata with a tough job of trying to slow down the Bulldogs scoring machine. However, they weren't very successful and lost the game 76-37. Scoring for Brashear was Matt Thomas with 10, Cale Watson with 9, Justin Hazen with 7, David Anderson with 4, Jacob Shipman with 3, and Ryan Ferdig and Jacob Owen each had 2 points.
Tuesday night, the music department held their annual Christmas program. The concert consisted of the elementary singing Christmas songs, as well as the 6th grade band playing a selection of music. Also, the high school band played a variety of songs and concluded the program with We Wish You a Merry Christmas. After the program, Mrs. Hazen's artwork, as well as Mr. Killen's students' projects, were displayed in the gym as well as in the cafeteria. Also, students were treated with refreshments as well as a guest visit from Santa Claus.
Last Thursday night, Milan came to Brashear to take on the varsity basketball teams. The Lady Tigers dominated the game, winning 53-38. Haley Kelsey was the high scorer with 16 points. Christina Scudder added 14. Kimberly Elsie had 11 points. Chelsea Collop had 8. And Ashley Clarkson and Emily Lodwick each had 2 points. The boys' game was a fast-paced, hard-fought contest. Both teams had strong defensive pressure. However, the Tigers got the win 74-54. Justin Hazen led a trio of Tigers in double figures with 24 points. Ryan Ferdig and Jacob Shipman had 12 and 11 points. Cale Watson added 9. Matt Thomas had 6. Kylie Watson had 5. David Anderson scored 3. And Cody Hayden and Trey Treasure each had 2 points.